Where are we putting Caitlin Clark?
Oh, she like 3. So she like, yeah, she top 3.
Wow. Where we putting
She
Caitlin
might be
Clark?
2. No, she's 1.
Oh.
She's 1.
Damn, that
Well,
question.
One.
I'm saying, now,
Caitlin Clark, the most
Can we-
influential white athlete in all of history, Shady McCoy.
Anthony got to be white.
Caitlin Clark up there, bro.
She is the most influential women's athlete of all time. Bro, cut it out.
Hold up, let me turn these lights off and get this conversation started properly. Time to dive into something that's got everyone talking.
Let me back myself up.
Serena Williams. Yeah, you not gonna disrespect Serena Williams.
Let me back myself
Please,
up.
did
Did Serena
Put it out there.
popularize
Watch this.
tennis
Put
as
it
much as reverse, Caitlin Clark did?
Let him go.
Yo.
Let him
Real
cook.
talk.
Please cook.
All right.
Because I don't know what that was.
I think Serena was great for us. She was
The
great.
greatest.
Who was watching women's basketball? Think about what we talking about, though.
Nobody.
Yo, you wasn't. You wasn't. He wasn't. Nobody's watching girls basketball. And then we get this girl like Steph Curry. Everybody watching. To this day.
To this day.
Women's basketball is looked at like the NBA, like the NFL. They got their own channels now on ESPN. We talk about them on when was you ever the last time you heard people just talk about women's basketball on TV? Like a real block. Now you see, there's blocks where they're gonna talk about Luka and they're gonna talk about Caitlin Clark.
True.
Hey,
Think about it. I
To
like
Shady's
this point.
point.
Last point.
Cook
the
too
girl
far.
that should have played like I don't know LSU or USC.
Yep.
She played at Iowa.
yeah.
Y'all better buckle up because Caitlin Clark just became the center of another firestorm. A Super Bowl champion just mentioned her name in a way that broke the internet into pieces. The praise was real and the respect was obvious, but the way he said it had everyone losing their minds completely. Her defenders came out swinging, her critics came out even harder, and somehow one simple comment about a basketball player became the most explosive sports controversy this week. Nobody saw this chaos coming at all.
We had this conversation before the show. Who is the most influential white athlete of all time?
Listen up, because I need to hear from you right now. Drop your thoughts in the chat immediately, because your opinion on this matters. I'm waiting for your response, and I won't move forward until you weigh in on this situation.
Answer. Any sport. Not football, not exclusively football, not exclusively basketball. Who is the most influential white athlete
While we're waiting for that too,
of
also
all time? Caitlin Clark.
Oh, she like 3. So she like, yeah, she top 3.
Where we putting
She
Caitlin
might be
Clark?
2. No, she's 1.
Oh.
She's 1.
damn that
Well,
question.
I'm saying, now,
Caitlin Clark, the most
Can we-
influential white athlete in all of history, Shady McCoy.
Anthony got to be white.
Caitlin Clark up there, bro.
Here's what happened and why it matters so much. LaShawn McCoy, that two-time Super Bowl winner and former NFL star who clearly wasn't planning on having a quiet week, showed up on the talk show Speak Easy and decided to share his honest thoughts about Caitlin Clark. His conclusion? She represents, in his exact words, the most influential white athlete of all time. Now just let that statement hang in the air for a moment. McCoy was obviously attempting to give this woman genuine praise and recognition. The motivation behind his comment wasn't difficult to understand at all. He believes Caitlin Clark has accomplished something extraordinary for sports, for women's basketball, and for the entire cultural discussion surrounding athletics in general. That was the core message he wanted to communicate to everyone. And if you concentrate solely on the intentions of what he was expressing, there's actually a solid argument buried underneath it all. But social media doesn't concentrate solely on intentions or spirit. Social media examines every single word, weighs every single syllable, and then explodes at maximum intensity before anyone gets a chance to process what was actually said. And that specific phrase about most influential white athlete didn't last more than 45 seconds on social media before everything got incredibly loud and incredibly heated very quickly.
It was great for us. She was
The
great.
greatest.
Who was watching women's basketball? Think about what we talking about, though.
Nobody.
Yo, you wasn't. You wasn't. He wasn't. Nobody's watching girls basketball. And then we get this girl like Steph Curry. Everybody watching. To this day.
To this day.
To this day. Women's basketball is looked at like the NBA, like the NFL.
The responses hit like a tsunami from every direction imaginable. One supporter wrote that if someone reversed those roles, it would definitely be labeled racist behavior. Another person said, forget white athlete. She's simply the most influential athlete in sports period, without any qualifications needed. Someone else just wrote, take away his microphone immediately. And on the flip side, her defenders argued that McCoy was simply recognizing the massive scale of what Clark has accomplished and giving her the flowers she deserves in his own unique way. But here's the reality of the situation though. Those people who said just call her the most influential athlete period without any racial qualifiers are absolutely correct in their assessment. Because when you examine what Caitlin Clark has actually accomplished without adding any qualifier, whether racial or otherwise, the case becomes completely overwhelming on its own merit. She shattered the single-season assist record in the WNBA completely. She demolished the single-game assist record as well. She delivered one of the highest-scoring debut seasons in league history, without question. She became the first player in WNBA history to record a triple-double during her rookie campaign. She has generated record attendance numbers at every single venue she plays in. She has driven national television ratings upward in ways the league had never experienced before her arrival on the scene. None of those incredible achievements required any racial label attached to make them impressive or noteworthy. They stand as impressive accomplishments because of what they represent on their own, and that's exactly why so many people pushed back against his comment. Not because they disagreed with giving her praise, but because the framing made her accomplishments seem smaller than they actually are. Let's get completely honest about what Caitlin Clark has done for WNBA visibility over these past 2 years of her career. Before she showed up on the scene, the casual sports fan who watches NFL games on Sundays and maybe catches an NBA playoff matchup wasn't tuning into regular season WNBA games on Tuesday nights at all. That simply wasn't happening at any meaningful scale whatsoever. There were absolutely dedicated supporters, there were communities built around specific teams and individual players, and there was definitely a base of people who had always believed in the league's potential. But that mass crossover audience, those people who had never watched women's basketball before and suddenly found themselves checking scores and setting reminders for upcoming games, that phenomenon wasn't there before Caitlin Clark arrived in the way it exists right now. And that incredible growth cannot be dismissed or downplayed just because some people feel uncomfortable with who happens to be driving it forward. The numbers don't care about anyone's discomfort or personal feelings. Merchandise sales skyrocketing, television ratings climbing, attendance records getting broken left and right, new corporate sponsors entering the space for the first time. Casual fans who couldn't name 3 WNBA players 2 years ago are now having detailed arguments about lineup rotations and contract negotiations like seasoned analysts. That represents genuine influence in its purest form. That's undeniable, measurable, documented influence that can't be argued against. So when McCoy made his statement, he was attempting to acknowledge something completely real and significant. He just packaged it in a way that immediately made the entire conversation about something totally different. Now here's where the absurdity becomes fully warranted and obvious. Those people who rushed to declare McCoy's comment racist or inappropriate, a significant portion of them are the exact same individuals who have spent the last 2 years arguing that Caitlin Clark receives too much media attention, that she doesn't deserve her massive platform, that the coverage surrounding her is unfair to other talented players in the league. And now suddenly, when an NFL legend appears on television and praises her so enthusiastically that he trips over his own words trying to make his point, those same critics are pretending to be offended on her behalf. The manufactured concern feels incredibly selective and convenient. You cannot spend 2 years claiming someone is overrated and overhyped, and then turn around and use one imperfectly worded compliment as an opportunity to create artificial outrage for social media points. Choose a consistent position and stick with it. Either she deserves the attention and praise she receives, in which case McCoy's underlying message was absolutely correct even if his phrasing was clumsy and awkward, or she doesn't deserve the attention at all, in which case why are you even participating in this conversation to begin with? These critics cannot have it both ways depending on what's convenient, but watching them attempt to do exactly that has been genuinely entertaining to observe.